Well, the economic woes many industries are experiencing have yet to take root on Oklahoma farms. In our ongoing outlook into 2009, we focus today on Oklahoma agriculture. And here to help us is OSU Ag Economist Kim Anderson. So let's set the stage for folks. For most of this past year, when it comes to commodity prices, things couldn't have gotten much better.
Yeah, 2008 was a relatively good year for Oklahoma agriculture. Probably a near record income for our value of production for the wheat producers. Of course, corn and bean and cotton was relatively good. Livestock's been good for the last 4 or 5 years. So 2008 is going to be an excellent year for Oklahoma agriculture.
So as 2008 goes in the books, set the stage, if you would. Where does agriculture fit in today's economy?
Well, if you look at the Oklahoma economy, production agriculture only makes up about 2% of Oklahoma's gross domestic product. If you'll include all the supporting industries for ag, you're talking 12 to 14% of the economic impact of agriculture. Now, 2% doesn't sound very much for the value of production for production agriculture, but it's extremely important as you get outside of Oklahoma City or Tulsa. Lawton or maybe less dependent upon agriculture, but most of the state is.
So in rural Oklahoma, that 2% is actually much, much more than that. If you would, let's go ahead and go on to 2009. What can we expect for the coming year?
Well, Oklahoma agriculture's had, especially the livestock industries, have some very good years the last 4 to 5 years. It's liable to catch up with them in 2009. As we've discussed earlier, the cost of the inputs, fertilizer, fuel, oil, now those prices are coming down, but we've already planted the 2009 wheat crop. You look at the cost of inputs, our cost per bushel for wheat for 09, it pencils out before land somewhere between $5.25 and $6.50. And right now you can forward contract wheat for around $5.20 or below the variable cost of production, not including land, not including fixed costs for the wheat producers. So right now, 09 looks like a pretty thin year for Oklahoma agriculture.
Now, few industries are more dependent, at least upon short-term credit, than agriculture. What will the shaky credit markets do?
Well, not much to agriculture. Most small-town banks or the banks in rural Oklahoma were not involved in your risky loans. They've been lending to agriculture, and talking to most of the bankers and what I've seen, they're in relatively good condition, and I don't think it'll impact the amount of money going into agriculture.
Now, in recent weeks, we've seen a pretty dramatic drop in commodity prices, and it almost looks, when you look at the futures, how do you make money in the coming year with commodity prices where they are when input prices are where they are?
Well, you don't. That's what I was talking about with wheat. You go back late last winter, wheat prices got up near $14 in Oklahoma. They got down to $4.50. They're around $5 now. We talked about the cost of production being $5.25 or greater. Well, you don't make money with these prices.
So what do you do?
Well, you just survive the 09 year. You look at the input of the beef industry, they're looking at lower grazing rates, putting down less fertilizer, lower amounts of input, cutting cost, cutting production, but trying to keep those costs below your production and survive until the profit comes back into agriculture, and it will.
All right, well, maybe not some good news, but some news definitely. Well, Dr. Anderson will be one of a group of individuals presenting their economic forecast on November 18th at the Metro Tech Spring Lake campus in Oklahoma City. Now, to learn more about where our economy may be headed, just head to our website at okhorizon.com, where we have more information about the half-day event under this week's Value Added.